Tuesday, May 31st.
10:30 in the morning. An absolutely gorgeous day from a blue sky and minimal cloud standpoint. Getting very, very hot right now. The temperature is 31 degrees and expected to get considerably warmer into the upper 30s by the time the day is done. I've been out doing a bit more work on the pond. I'm just topping it up a little bit here. And what I have done is, if those of you recall an earlier video where I had a 3-inch return coming into the middle of the pond, I split that into two 2-inch returns with the lines down into the water. So they're directing it with a 45-degree elbow on there towards the bottom slightly, and to get a bit of current going for when the fish are going to be in here. Those lines will be connected to the new filtration once I have that constructed. And I'm going to be working on that either later today or tomorrow. Some indoors, some outdoors, depending on the weather. You can see the plumbing connection I just made at the back here. It's split equally both sides, and that will get the water moving in there. I have also added an additional 50 liters of K1 media to the filter systems, both in the easy pods and the moving bed. You'll see if you look at the moving bed filters here, there is definitely a lack of air movement in there, which is perfectly fine at the moment. I'm going to be picking up a couple of new air stones later this week to put in there and get better movement going. So that should be functioning much more effectively later in the week. And other than that, things are still looking very good. As I mentioned previously, I've ordered a cover to go here on my canopy, and that will be here in a week or two. So I'll get that in place, and we'll show everybody, of course, once that's there. You can see that the bottom drain is functioning very nicely to get the aeration into the pond. So it's nice and quiet here. I'm not a big fan of a lot of noise with water running in for myself or for the neighbors. That's another reason that I moved that 3-inch return. If I run into any issues, I can easily modify the returns that are here. I had thought about going through the wall, but it is like the solid sort of cast concrete, and would be very difficult to drill through even a small hole to put those through, so they're going to remain over the top of the wall. I'll try and disguise them a little bit somehow later on. So next thing on the agenda, apart from working on filters, is getting these 2 posts resecured to the wall so I can get the electric fence ready for activation prior to bringing the koi out. Things are progressing as I had said. The water is starting to discolor slightly. A lot of that, of course, is because the filters are just now starting to kind of kick in. I haven't put any live bacteria in there yet. I'm going to do that later today. And what I will do as well is just take you over here now and sort of show you where my UV units are installed. So bear with me for a moment while I get into the filter pit, and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so I'm down in the filter pit now. As I said, you can see the water movement is not as good as it should be in the bio chambers here. That will change once I get the new air stones in, and you can see the old versus the media that was in there. So that will make a difference once that loses a bit of its buoyancy also. That's the 2 air pumps I spoke of previously. This one here is one that's now connected to the bottom drain and is providing the air for these. The second pump, which I have yet to connect, is the one that's going to be feeding the air lines here for the Easy Pod filters, and that will be for cleaning purposes, so that will get hooked up shortly. And as far as the UV units are concerned, I run 2 of them. You can see them down here. If you look closely, you can kind of see a little bit of a glow on the rings there. These are from a company called Ganner, and the units are both 40 watts each. So they run kind of in parallel, so that's 80 watts in total to help control the algae, which will be much improved, again, once the filters are functioning properly with the bacteria, and once I have the cover on the canopy there over the pond. So I'm going to leave it at that for the moment and go and get myself a cool drink. And I've got some of the filter components inside that I can work on a bit later on as well. And today is water change and filter clean day for the indoor pond, so I'm going to go get working on that in the next few minutes. I'll get back to you shortly. Thanks again for watching. It is Thursday, June 2nd, just an absolutely gorgeous day. It's approximately 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and the temperature is a wonderful 20 degrees, so absolutely gorgeous day to be working outside. As you can see, I've made some modifications to the aeration in the moving bed filters, so they are doing much better now than they were previously. I've added a couple of air stones in each of those, so that's coming along very nicely. I have also done some modifications to the plumbing, removed the 3-inch line that was there, and it now actually comes underground and is split into two 2-inch lines to give me the flow that I was looking for back into the pond. Get some aeration, some water movement, and is still, reasonably quiet, so it's not going to disturb the neighbors or myself. You can see the water bubbling up here from the aerated dome on the bottom drain. That is working very, very well. The water has gone a bit green, which is not unexpected, kind of the new pond syndrome with everything starting fresh this year. I did put some live bacteria in the filters yesterday, so that will kick in soon and help with this, I hope. And I am still working on the filtration components. I will show you a little bit of that in a moment. And I did add another feature to the garden here, that it's a fountain meant to simulate actually what you would see at Japan, or in Japan, at a tea house. And this is used to wash your hands before entering the tea house for the tea ceremony. So it's like a fiberglass boulder, basically. It's supposed to represent granite, and the pump is inside. The water just recirculates through the bamboo fountain here. I thought it was just kind of a nice oriental touch to the garden. I'm trying to get a few things sorted for the garden to get a bit more of an oriental flair to it. Again, you can see the lantern, my tree that I have here, and I'm going to be kind of working on this one to make it into a kind of rather large bonsai in comparison to some of the ones that we see regularly on the on different ponds, on various koi tuber channels. And as I mentioned a moment ago, I am working on getting some additional filtration put together for the pond, and just going to give you a glimpse of a few of the bits and pieces here, and we'll let you kind of guess as to what I'm going to be doing next. Now, these are not all the bits that I'm going to be using. Again, just wanted to show you kind of what I have in mind with regards to some of the things I will be doing. The idea is to use it to supplement the Easy Pods and the moving bed filters, and the plumbing will run underground from where they're going to be positioned next to the garden shed here. Those 2 barrels that are there will be removed. The filter will go there and feed underground into the return line here, and that will come back into the pond where the new 2-inch lines are situated. So things are moving along nicely. Just a little bit more work, waiting for the water to warm up a bit more, and I will start to move the koi outdoors. I'm going to get the couple of electric fence posts over in the far corner there in place today. Get those secured again to the wall so that I can get the fence ready to go as soon as it's time to bring the koi out. And hopefully I will have things set up, running filter wise, etc., and be able to get them out soon. So I'll give another update in another video before too long. Hope everybody is doing well, and thought I would just share this with everybody, and thank you again for following along with the issues I was having with the pond and the leaks and the frustration, as no doubt you saw in my other videos. But as things are moving along, I'm feeling much more optimistic, and as I said, just want to get things up and running, get the koi out here, be able to enjoy pond and my new feature here. As always, always appreciate your comments. If you have any feedback you'd like to leave, please do so. Please provide, if you feel it worthy, a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks again. Have a great weekend.